happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. I think this is going to be the last video that I do, unless I come up with some more later on in the future, on administering a collection, in my specific case, a school bus collection. I'm sure that's why you're here. I have put out a couple other videos on how I keep track of my collection and where I get my stuff from. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I store everything. Now, I think I said this in the other two videos as well. This is not the most interesting thing you're ever going to see. I'm fully aware of that. I think that this is obviously a very important part of keeping your collection intact, especially if you have a large collection such as mine. So I need to keep track of everything and keep everything neatly organized so I know where stuff is and that I'm not damaging anything. So, alright, and one last thing before I get into it. Like I said at the beginning, this should be the last video I do on administering a collection. Unless I come up with anything in the future, this will be the last one before the long-awaited collection tour where I will show you every single thing in my collection. That is probably going to be an extremely long video. It has been a very long time coming. I'm super excited to do it, and this should be fairly close. We should be pretty close to it. Now, obviously, I'm not the only one who has a massive school bus collection, or any collection for that case, but stick around and you will see how someone else stores their school bus collection. Alright, and with that, let's dive into it, and let me show you how I store all my stuff. So I kind of break this down into two different sections. So the first of which is stuff that I leave out. Stuff that you can walk into my room and see, such as anything in this cabinet right here, the couple buses over here. I have stuff around this corner, there's some stuff over here, there's stuff over here. I have stuff all over. So the stuff that I generally tend to keep out is stuff that is a little more valuable, either in terms of actual monetary value or something that has a lot of value to me, something that I am proud to show off or that I have sentimental value with. So those are the things that I tend to keep out. Now, obviously, that's not true with every single thing. There are some things that I would like to keep out that are just either too big, or I don't have the right place for it, or whatever. But for the most part, if you can physically see something here, it has some sort of meaning to me. Now, some of the stuff I keep out just because I don't have a good place to put it, or a good way to store it. For example, these hats over here, where are they? Right here. All of these are school bus hats, and they're the hats that I wear in my videos. I don't have a good way to store them other than just kind of putting them on a little hook and displaying them like that. Alright, so pretty simple. You know, I keep some stuff out, and I'm sure anyone with any collection, whether it is school buses or whatever it may be, keeps stuff out because, I don't know, I'm proud of my collection. I'm very happy to show it off and talk to people about it. And I'm sure that a lot of other people are with whatever they may collect. So that's why I have some stuff out, or just because I simply can't store it. But obviously, like I said, I have a massive collection and I cannot keep everything out. Maybe if I had my own dedicated room for all of this stuff I could, but I don't. And let me show you how I keep all that stuff hidden away. Alright, so first let's talk about actual school bus models, like some of these back here. I don't like exactly how I'm storing my collection now, and I would like to come up with a better way, but I haven't yet, and I've been looking around for a while, and I'll show you a couple alternatives that I've come up with so far. But I had to do this because I had to downsize my whole room. I'll try and show some clips of what I had before and then what I had to go to, but basically I had to cut my space in half and I couldn't keep my collection stored in a good way other than this. Alright, so almost all of my models are in shoe boxes, just normal shoe boxes. I have like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 boxes full of models ranging in various sizes. I'd say probably 5 of them are like just normal little Hot Wheels sized buses, and then I just layer them on top of each other. Not the best way to do it. I'm still coming up with a solution. So far, I haven't found anything good, just because everything in these boxes varies on their size. And then I think, yeah, like in here, you know, I don't have a good way to store these, because these won't fit in like a little Hot Wheels carrier or anything. Now, like I said, I try to put a couple layers inside each box so that I can fit as much buses in here as I can. I do not just put them on top of each other. I always put a layer of bubble wrap or like a couple plastic bags or something to prevent them from physically being on top of each other, so that they're not all just kind of rolling around. However, I can't do that from side to side yet. I'm thinking about putting them in little bags for my smaller buses. I'm still not sure yet. I'm kind of thinking about that, but that would... There's a lot of them, and I'm not sure if that's the most efficient way to do everything. Like I mentioned, the Hot Wheels carrier cases, whatever they're called, I have not heard anything that great about those in terms of buses specifically, just because they are a little bit bigger than the normal cars, both height and length. So I have not tried those, nor do I really plan to, but I have tried these little kind of bead cases from Walmart. I think that's where I got this from, Walmart, but you can get them at like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever, like a place with a craft section. Now, I don't really care for these for a couple reasons. The first of which being, I can't fit a lot of stuff in here as compared to a shoebox. Because of the size of my collection and the amount of space that I don't have, I need to be as efficient as possible. And, you know, I could definitely see these working if I had more room, but I don't. And for right now, I just don't see them being the most efficient way to keep all of my stuff. But in the future, I would like to have, you know, plastic carriers or something of that nature instead of just putting everything in a shoebox, because it's, you know, a little more durable. And I'm sure that having each of them in their own little separate container would be a lot better for them instead of right next to each other. Now, obviously, I don't just have models in my collection, and I have a lot of different subsections that you can break stuff down into. One of the biggest and one of the ones that I like the most personally are my brochures that I keep in these binders. So I think I have, I have 4 3-inch binders, which are huge. I have a couple 2-inch binders and then a few 1-inch binders. And these are, I'm really glad that I decided to go binders for this. These are really efficient in terms of storage and actually keeping my stuff organized. And in each binder, lots of memorabilia, but I have sheet protectors for everything so that I am able to fit and protect as much as I can in each binder. I just bought, you know, like the cheapest sheet protectors on Amazon. Like they're their own brand. They work great. They fit all sorts of stuff, not only just the literature, but even the magazines. They fit perfectly, which I am very pleased with, and I love that. But of course, some stuff is a little bit bigger than an 8x11 and won't just easily fit in a binder, so I had to be a little more creative and come up with a different solution for some of my bigger literature. And that is where these 2 art portfolios come in, and these have... I'm really glad I got these. So I have 2 different ones, and I plan on buying some more in the future because, like I said, these are great. The smaller one is a 9x12, so, you know, just a little bit bigger. This is the one I use more often, but I do have a bigger one that is an 11x17. I've used it a bunch of times, and will probably use it more in the future too. And it fits these brochures that are just a tiny bit bigger than a normal sized piece of paper perfectly, such as these Bluebird ones. And this bigger 11 by 17 is perfect for just the awkward pieces that are either really long or really wide, or just ginormous. I've used this a lot. It works great for the calendars that I have, and like I said, I plan on buying more of these when the time comes, because these are really great, and I got them on Amazon. Highly recommended if you're looking for something to keep your bigger pieces of literature protected well. All right, and last but not least, in terms of literature, are these tiny little binders. I picked 4 or 5 of these up at Walmart on clearance for like $2 a piece. I figured I could use them for something, and they sat around for a little bit, but I had finally came up with a good way to use them. So in these little binders are, well, little things. So there are like pictures that I've received. There's a couple stickers back here, some patches, just small stuff that I want to be protected, that can easily fit in here that I just don't know what to do with. So they've worked great, and as soon as I fill these up, I will definitely get more, with the exception of the models that I showed earlier, but I plan on changing that at some point. I try to keep everything as protected as I can so that it, stays in a good collectible shape. That is why I have all the sheet protectors and the binders, because all the brochures just used to be stacked on top of each other, shoved in a corner. All these keychains in this little pencil bag that my friend got me, this pencil bag, wasn't even here. So all the keychains were just thrown in a little box and just, again, put away. But now they're all in here and bagged up, so that I can easily find them and that they all stay in good shape. And it's a cool pencil bag because it's school buses and Avengers, why not? And my friend got it for me. So everything that can stay in the box generally does stay in the box. For example, this top row on the bookshelf with all my 153rd models, all of the boxes have been opened, but all of the buses immediately go back in there. They're wrapped, most of them are all wrapped up for the most part, so that they are protected, and that I can just have more room so that I can put more 153rd models up there. All the small stuff, like the keychains that I was just showing off and pins, I tried to bag everything up. I've gotten little bins for all of this stuff. These are kind of like that bigger one I was showing with the models earlier, but I use this one a lot more because it's just a lot more accessible and I can actually put more stuff in here. But I have a little drawer full of stuff that, is just all bus stuff, all just kind of bagged up and put in there. Everything is fairly well protected. And last but not least, just a couple odds and ends. There are a lot of big things that I just, like I said, I don't have any room for, so unfortunately they just go into our storage unit and they're just they're boxed up and put away. I have a box under my bed that is, all bus stuff. I think most of it is clothing and just, a couple bigger items that I don't have room for. And I think that's it for my collection. It's pretty straightforward. I keep my stuff fairly well organized, at least I think, and as well protected as it can be. And I would like to eventually change some stuff in the future, but, it's a little ways down the road. And obviously, if I get a little more room, all of this could change. All right, now, I said at the beginning of the video, you are not just going to see my collection, you're going to see someone else's. So, this video was shot back in 2019. I had this idea to show off Noah's bus collection and how he stores it, but I never ended up going through with the video just because it didn't really make a lot of sense, and there was just kind of stuff thrown around here and there. It wasn't really well put together on my part because it was like an hour before I had to leave, and I was just trying to get in a couple extra videos just for fun. So sorry for the quality, but this was shot a couple years ago, and hopefully I'll be able to make sense of the clips that I got. So I confirmed with Noah, most of the stuff that is in the video is how he does stuff now. It's just in a different location. So let's go ahead and check out how Noah does his stuff. What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. As you can see, I am with Noah right there. And this is his model collection.
This isn't all of it, though.
Not all of it.
Very, very large.
Now, the thing is, with this collection, people don't ever see it like this in your videos, right?
No, this is behind the scenes, like, long story I'm not going to get into, but yeah. Basically, I laid them on the side, so when this table's, because I had to move it for something, I didn't want them to roll off, because some of these are actually pretty, you know, delicate and expensive. But the point is, yeah, you normally don't see them like this. And, you know, down there I've got my HO scale buses, you know, in their respective boxes. So, yeah. Okay. So these aren't, you don't normally keep them like this at all? Usually, if they're not like out, whatever buses have their boxes are in their boxes, and then they're in a container like this right here. I'll show you. This is the big container that I put them all in. Or this one, like if they don't have boxes, they'll go in here.
What do you do with all the boxes for some of them?
The boxes, when they're not being used, I just try to stack them up around wherever I have them out. Or, like last time when I did this, I was kind of lazy. Usually I just put them back into the big container that they were originally in. But like I said, this time I got lazy with it and just kind of stuck it under the table. And, yeah.
What about like the rare models? Like, what do you do with those?
Well, like, good example, the Dinky Wayne. Very, you know, rare, nice model. Usually, like, because I don't have the box for this, obviously, I try to, like, I'll put this in with the other buses that are loose, especially with the CEs. I'll put them in a way that their stop sign, so they're not like this on their stop sign, but I'll put them in a way where they're not rolling, so they're not running into each other. And honestly, I do that with anything, even if it's not valuable. If it doesn't have a box, I put it on its side in the container, so that way it's not rolling and they roll into each other and cause dents and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I'll wrap them in bags, and as you happen to know, I do like to wrap models in bags.
Yep.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I have a lot of HO scale school buses, and this isn't even all of them. I have more. So here's a good example of how I store them. So these don't have boxes. So basically I put them in this little thing, and I put some bubble wrap, especially to the front of the CEs because of their mirrors. I don't want the mirrors to, you know, break or anything. And I actually have, you know, CEs that still have their box. Like if I get it and it's in its box, I try to take it off in a way that, you know, it opens up so I can preserve the box, because it's best in its box, you know, keeps it safer. But a lot of the time when I buy them, they don't have their boxes, so I just kind of have to put them, you know, in a container. Let's see. There's just some Herpas. That's how I put them in there. Just more CEs in here.
And a Herpa.
Yeah, yeah. Just more CEs. And this is probably, no, that's not Herpas, but yeah, that's how I do my HO scale buses. And upstairs, actually, in my room, I have a large storage type thing that has drawers, pull-out drawers. And I have like at least 2 or 3 drawers that are just dedicated to random HO stuff that might not have boxes, or if it, like the cars that I have, some of them have really small boxes, and I just throw them in the drawer. Here's another one. This one's like my Hot Wheels. Oh. That's how I do my Hot Wheels buses now.
Just throw them in there.
Yeah. See, like you have Hot Wheels carrying cases, but they stopped making them, so you have to like go get them off Amazon or some stuff like that. And sometimes like the bigger ones won't even fit, because I have thought about like actually getting, you know, car carry cases and putting them all in there, but I just kind of gave up on that and put them in a storage tote like this. So yeah, and I've got my papers with them all numbered and cataloged on there. Yeah, I actually have one upstairs I need to number and bring down here, but yeah, that's how I do those.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that box back there, what is that?
This?
That, yeah. I know
these are
what it is, but
these are emblems. So this is like not how I actually usually would keep my emblems. Before I got them here like this, they were all in my bus in a drawer, like in a filing cabinet that's just randomly on 3. But I brought them back to do a video like last July, and I literally just got to it a few months ago, because you know how that is. But yeah, I just kind of just threw them in there, and with the emblems especially, if they're delicate and old, I try to put them towards the top, and the newer plastic ones that, you know, aren't gonna break as well. Plastic might break easier, but like what I try to do is like the ones that are strongest go to the bottom, delicate ones on top, so they don't break. Like I've got this license plate that literally has an international logo on the bottom to hold up all the other emblems. If you happen to keep your Hot Wheels and or Matchbox school buses carded, they actually sell these little protector cases for Hot Wheels. I don't know how much, maybe $2-3 for one, or you can get like a bunch for 20-30 bucks. But anyways, that's what I do with my carded ones that I don't open to keep them all nice and neat. You can see they've got a card in there saying what it is, and it's all, you know, cataloged and everything. But yeah, very big recommendation if you want to try to keep the card all nice and neat, to definitely get a look for protectors. You can literally just look up Hot Wheels Protecto Pack or Protector Case, and it'll bring them up.
all right. So this is your drawer thing you were talking about.
Yeah, my plastic drawer thingy. Now most of this, like from here down, is Hot Wheels stuff. Like this top drawer just has random die-cast stuff that I've done reviews on thrown in there. Now this is the buses. Like I said, I just throw, if it's got a small box or it fits in here, it goes in there. Or like I talked about the cars having small boxes. Or if I have like random parts, you can see there's a destroyed Herpa and like wheels and stuff. Like this bag is literally full of random HO scale parts. And then school buses. These are more like, you know, actually in good condition and stuff. They just don't have boxes, so I put them in there.
So are these like your prized bus stuff things?
I just kind of put stuff over here, like I change it up every now and then. Like I've got Little 50, the Amtran RE, and 3. I mainly did that because, you know, you guys came out and visited and I want something up there. I had 97 up there, but I took it downstairs to do the update that I did. And then there's that Lodestar Thomas. Like I have a bookshelf over there that usually has a bunch of models in it. And like it's got all kinds of cool things in it, you know, stuff, just random stuff. And I've just kind of put in there like my, yeah, there's the All-American Bank, and the Superior coin thing, and the CE flash drive, and yeah.
Just a little bit of everything down here,
So, yeah, I don't really have a rhyme or reason, I just kind of do it.
Back here you got all your school bus fleet,
Yeah,
and a Christmas present. No, wait, that was a birthday present, so,
I should do a review on it.
Yeah. But a bunch of school bus fleet back here.
For bigger brochures, like I do have some ones that are actually pretty old and delicate. I've just laid them on top of my dresser so they're flat. But for, like I just got these, I haven't put them away yet. But I've got records for the bus I just bought that are just kind of there. But for most of them, I put them in this little plastic thing. You know, I've got this Bluebird, Amtran RE manual, Wayne. And I just kind of stack them in a way that they're all flat and not, you know, anything's not folded or anything like that, so they're somewhat secure. I would like to get like sheet covers or something to put them in, you know, to keep them even, you know, nicer. But for now, this works fine. You can see them all in there. And then I've got that Amtran VHS tape thing, where we learned that the grip drop is secured to the bus with rivets. But anyways, I've got my IC bus calendar that's just kind of sitting there. I don't know. I try to keep this flat because of this. I don't want it to bend, but I just kind of sat it on top of there for the sake of this extravaganza.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I keep my keychains and lanyards and all that fun stuff in this little cookie tin that I got for Christmas years ago. So like just random keychains really go in here. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in here. As for like my immediate running bus keychain, I just kind of keep it in this little dish, and got my little Vision flash drive. But yeah,
Cool.
yeah, very cool.
All right, Noah, thanks for collabing with me, even though we shot that, 3 years ago. Make sure to go check out his channel. I'll link it down in the description below. And yeah, so I'll wrap it up here. You know, you saw Noah's collection. You saw how I store mine. You can see some similarities, some differences. You know, each person is going to have their own way to do it. That's how I do mine. Noah does his own way. And yeah, hopefully you learned something, whether it's just how I store mine or, you know, it gave you an idea for how you want to store your stuff. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video. Really do appreciate you watching. As always, thank you. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know how they put it down and care where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or all of your collection is just going to burn down because it did. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy in a random street. I don't care. Don't let anything happen to you. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching.